Can we have a moment of relief? Can we have some disbursement, even if it's not up to 100%? Can we have 60 or 50% disbursement? CBM or no CBM, NGO or no NGO, heads or no heads, can we have some disbursement so that the masses who subscribe to this grant can have relief? That's just my take. Pay attention to this. He's talking about CBN and the rest of the body that are responsible for this grant distribution. I want you to listen and not forget to subscribe to the update.
My Honorable High Chief, good morning, sir. Sir, it's really a long time. I guess the last time we spoke was between January and February. I just saw your message this morning in respect of this CBN stuff that is trending everywhere yesterday. I think I make a write-up in respect of that too, based on the question someone asked me. The truth is, our leaders in the grand community are the major problems we are having in this community. Some of them, not all, some. This opportunity that came, it started between last year, between October and November. I got to hear about this opportunity. And the truth is, I didn't want to involve myself because it has to do with money. I didn't want to involve myself. But the moment so many of our leaders have this opportunity, they jump into it and started making hells of money from people. There's nothing bad about that. To them, there's nothing bad about that. But to me, I want to protect my image. Now, the worst of it all is, instead of them to use the people name who send them, they are now using CBN's name, because CBN's name will convince the people that what they are doing is authentic. But not minding that using CBN name, they are trying to tarnish the image of CBN. To me, this thing would have been done in a secret. They wouldn't have come out to the public and spread the information. They would have done it underground in such a way that nobody knows. But because they use CBN name, IMF name, some people were even using Ngozi Iweala's name, Tinubu's wife slots. You will see all kinds of slots. So when this information got to central bank management, they have to make that write-up and debunk it. It's in everywhere, the whole social media, the whole platforms, the whole internet space is in everywhere. That information is true. It's coming from CBN. CBN, they don't involve themselves in such things. They don't. The IMF grant that we are processing is real. The processing is going on. The disbursement is going on. CBN only came to debunk it because they want to protect their image. That is what I want you to understand, sir. They want to protect their image. CBN is a very big, organized establishment. So they don't want anybody to toy their image. So I will advise you to ignore the information. It doesn't concern what we are doing. It only concerns from those scammers that are using CBN's name to extort the masses. Most of these leaders in the grand community, as I earlier said, they are the major problem. I know all of them, which I will not mention their names here. I know a lot of them. I won't mention their names. So what they are doing is bad. If I were them, the only thing I would just do is, I do it underground, secretly, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But not to come to all the platforms and advertising CBN slot everywhere. That is bad now. That is bad. So just ignore that information and concentrate on your disbursements. Disbursement will come. Let's see how it goes this week. Any moment from now, it will start. So let's see how it goes.
All right. I think this is just a mouthful. It's more or less like a drop of word with an ocean of meaning, and I think this is quite so exhilarating. It's just straight detailed. What Osim gave here, I think it's the truth. It's the truth. Unfortunately, some individuals or groups involved in these schemes are influential, like you said, and they have deliberately chosen to use the names like the CBN slots to attract attention and manipulate public trust. And this was a major misstep. Instead of choosing a different, more neutral name or nomenclature that could still convey what they wanted to do, they decided to directly link their activities to the central bank and other highly profiled institutions, which not only misled the public but also put the reputation of these institutions at risk. And that is not to say that the fund is not legitimate in the first place. It's just their, well, I call it now, what do I call that now? Is a wrong use of words or wrong appellations, wrong use of nomenclature, and is an aberration, all right? And in response, you could see that in response to this, though it has been moving over time, nobody said anything about it until just recently when CBN was compelled to issue a strong disclaimer to this. And the objective was so clear: to disassociate itself from any unauthorized recruitment or slot schemes, and to alert the public to the ongoing scams that is being carried out in the name of CBN slots, IMF slots, and the rest of them like that. Now, this move was not just about clearing the air alone. It was about maintaining institutional credibility, which is to protect Nigerian populace from being preyed upon and sending a warning signal to those that are behind this deceitful act or schemes. And in summary, the Central Bank of Nigeria's public rebuttal is serving two major purposes, I think. To me, the Central Bank of Nigeria's public rebuttal on this particular issue serves two direct main purposes. Number one is to protect its own image and to restore public confidence, especially in a time when trust in institutions is fragile. Secondly, is also to expose and distance itself from fraudulent schemes that are using its name to exploit and extort everyday Nigerians, just like as Osim rightly carved and pointed out. So it's in a way, going forward, there is a need for the public to be more vigilant, and for all promotional campaigns, whether it's private or public, to avoid misrepresentation of authority. In other words, they should try to avoid misrepresenting authoritative institutions. Misusing the name of respected organizations like the Central Bank of Nigeria only opens the door for confusion, for exploitation, and also distrust. It doesn't mean that the fund that is being expected or awaited is false. No. There is a certain percentage that is earmarked for the CBN slots, as they call it now. You understand, the CBN slots, which they could possibly have used another name than the CBN. There is a percentage earmarked for that is meant for community development project, and then also a percentage earmarked for the UAS fund that we're in expectation of. So everything is in their places. So Osim has rightly pointed out that those things, it's not a threat actually, it's a real word, a rebuttal word for all the people fronting the CBN slots to take caution. But it's now meant for the people that subscribe to that organ to, I just say ignore, but just know that there is a truth behind it, that the CBN slot, as they call it, has its own function, and there is a money earmarked for that. But they shouldn't have used the Central Bank of Nigeria because they don't want to affiliate themselves with all those stuff. So just let us focus All right, that statement that was released was meant for scammers and those fraudsters that are parading themselves like being real, and they're exploiting the masses. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. And I think this explanation should let everybody rest and let everyone go back to the stables and keep our expectations flying, because what is meant for us is going to be for us. And I am so much optimistic that this week will not pass until all of these expectations becomes a reality. Thank you very much, Dr. Ambassador Osim, for that clarification. That was quite much insightful. It's like a drop of word with an ocean of meaning. I like that voice, and possibly we want to hear more of that submission, possibly in an audio form, Dr. Osim.